I'm going to show you how to make this really cute sweetheart acrylic nail with 3D heart design in this tutorial. First, you want to start off with removing your old acrylic and the tip. I like to start off with removing the tip first because it seems to be the most stubborn part. Now, don't ever try to pull, scrape, or peel off your acrylic. It is bonded to your natural nail, and if you try to pull it off or rip it off, you will actually pull off parts of your nail, and you could actually rip off your whole nail. So I suggest that you do not do that method. All I do is just use this Dremel tool, and I take the time to remove each different layer of acrylic, and it seems to work pretty good for me. Now make sure that you don't touch your natural nail with the Dremel tool. You don't want to burn the nail or rip off any more layers of nail than you don't need to. Next, you want to prep and clean the cuticle by using a cuticle remover. And I'm just using a soft tool, not a knife, to scrape off the excess skin and cuticle. Next, you're just going to remove the excess oils and the cuticle oil that you used to remove the cuticle off and size your nail to see if it fits. If it's too big on both walls, just use a file to file down the sides to make them fit perfectly. The tighter the fit, the better the nail. There we go. Use a primer only on the tip and just put a small dab of glue. Now set and glue the nail. You're going to notice that because you put that primer on the tip, it's going to make the glue stick much faster on the nail. Now, your dehydrator is only for your natural nail plate. That's what you're going to be using next. You do not want to use your dehydrator for your glue. Now, most people cut their nails before they start using or putting the acrylic on, but I like to leave the nail on before I start cutting it because it still needs to adhere to the nail. The glue isn't 100% dry yet. So I just start to apply a small amount of my crystal blend. This is a silvery glitter mixed with a clear acrylic. And I'm just doing a thin layer. I'm not going to want to do any big globs. Now I'm going to cut it. It's strong enough now. Okay, so now I'm going to start taking a medium-sized bead, and I'm going to have that start a little bit below the smile line. Not too far above the smile line, just enough. Let it settle a little bit. Lightly tap. Do not pull or drag the acrylic. You want to have nice, smooth layers. The smoother the layers you put on, the nicer the finish. Now don't worry if you've missed any little holes or gaps. You can always fix that later. Just concentrate on making nice, smooth finishes because then the acrylic's going to dry nice and even. Now one thing you're going to notice that the acrylic nail kind of has the duck, I call the duck foot look because it spreads out kind of in a V. Now later on in the video I'm going to show you how I get the nail to look beautiful and pretty shapely, because when you usually do fake acrylic tips, it can tend to make your nail look more wider than it is naturally, and it looks very, very fake. The way I like to do my acrylics is that I like to make the nails look natural, and that's by shaping them with a special tool and also shaping them with a file. Now this takes some practice It's not gonna, you're not gonna do this in 1 week or 1 month. It just takes some practice. Practice makes perfect. You can see I've got some little holes I need to fill. Now acrylic takes approximately 24 hours to 100% cure. And what that means is it's going to be as hard as it'll be in 24 hours. Within about 1 to 2 minutes, you can touch it and you can file it. I like to wait about 5 minutes. So it just really depends upon the weather. And, the longer you can wait, the better. So now I'm going to bring out my little special tool. And before you use this tool, if you have this, let your nails set for at least 1 to 2 minutes. Then use your pinching tools and pinch the nail, not too tight, and let it rest. I only let it rest for a little while. Some girls might make it rest for 5 minutes. I don't like my nails too tight because they can tend to dig into your skin. Now I just take one more layer of acrylic and I'm going to smooth it on. The second zone of your nail is the most important part to make sure that you have it extremely strong. That's where we're getting all the support from. You're not getting the support from the glue, it's actually from the acrylic. And there we go. Nice, smooth. And look how thin it is. You don't want a nice big goopy nail. Next, you want to file and shape the nail to the exact shape you like. Now I'm going to be using a hot pink acrylic mix. It's my own colored mix. I did not use mica powder for this mix. Do not use mica powder. Do not use food dye. There are specific dyes specifically for acrylic, because if you try to use a UV gel, they can either shrink, melt, or warp. So this is special dye that I use to mold and make my own acrylic mix. So I'm going to start shaping the heart. Start off slow. Now what I like to do is use a lot more of the manometer or the liquid. Make the little acrylic balls really moist because it gives you a lot more time to shape and mold them. Start off with a really large circle and then you're going to shape it just as so. Shape the sides, shape the top. If you mess up, just simply press back down, but what I always find that works is, after you're done shaping it, as you can see right there, I'll just press it down into another circle again and then I'll just shape it again. It really, really helps. But then again, it takes a lot of practice. So you just press down and then I'm going to just poke the middle and look at how it starts forming that really pretty heart shape. Don't be intimidated, you can do it. And you can tell that the acrylic is starting to set a little bit more. So you do have to move quite fast, not super fast, but fast enough because you want to not let this set in an ugly shape. See, there's the heart shape that I wanted. Just take your time. And there you go. Pretty little heart shape. I'm a little bit obsessive with my shapes of my heart, so forgive me for that. Okay, there we go. Now there's my other finger, the reference finger. Pretty close. This one's a little bit larger than the other one, but that's okay. Now I'm going to apply gelish foundation gel. It's really important to apply the foundation gel first before you apply the top coat because it's basically a base coat for the top coat. If you don't do that, the top coat's going to peel off and dry out. So this is really crucial to do this. Do not skip this step. Now you want to paint the whole nail. Don't make it too thick and goopy. You want a nice even coat because the more you layer onto the nail, it's not going to be able to dry all the way and cure in the UV light. So just make sure to get it a thin enough coat. And now I'm going to set the stone in the center. I don't use the glue because I realized that for a large stone like this, setting it in the UV gel, it actually stays a lot longer. Just do not paint over the beautiful crystal because then you won't get the real shimmery shine you're after. There's my perfectionism. So then I cured it. Now I'm going to just do the top layer. Make sure to wipe off each layer of UV gel that you've finished curing because it leaves a sticky gummy residue. If you don't, you won't cure it properly. So make sure to wipe off every time with 100% alcohol. Get the bottom. And this is the final top coat. Now, it depends upon how long you have to leave your finger in. It's usually between 1 to 3 minutes. I like to stay it in the full 3 minutes because I want the UV gel to cure 100% and not ever think about it smudging or fading or not curing all the way. So there you have it. My sweet heart nail with a 3D acrylic heart and rhinestone in the middle. I hope you guys like this tutorial. Please thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll be more than happy to bring you more tutorials. If you have any questions or suggestions on any nail designs, feel free to send me an email, and I will be posting more soon. Have a wonderful day.